Good morning. No, good afternoon. We had a delay of the show today because of sunshine. I had to go out and get some vitamin D so I could feel better. Okay, we are having unseasonably, ridiculously warm weather in Kansas City. And people in Nebraska are saying the same thing. I'm so sorry, my East Coast friends. I'm so sorry, my friends up in the north, in Detroit and in Canada. I'm sorry. But guess what? We're going to pay for it. It's February in a minute. This state, I have never known it to not snow at all. We have had snow up into March. So I'm just like, I'm not putting my coats up just yet. And I don't think it's the first day of spring just yet. But I do know that if you had any doubts about global warming, you should be convinced by now. It's unbelievable. What are we talking about today? It's a terrific Tuesday. You're in the back room with Becky. And, oh my God, the Beverly Hills Housewives had their reunion part one last night. I knew some friendships was going to end. I knew some lies was going to be revealed. And I knew some people was going to be covering their asses. A scalded dog will holler. Now, y'all heard me say that once before. If you want to know what I mean by that, just send me a note and I'll tell you. On with the show. Now, Andy, in and of itself, is the pimp of all the housewife shows. You know he is. He got his come up. Pretty much like Perez Hilton, doing just what I'm doing, blogging. And then he did a little TV. So have I. But he is truly, truly optimizing on the opportunity. And that's what you do when you create your own wealth. I ain't mad. I ain't mad at nobody getting a dollar. But evidently, Adrienne Maloof is mad that she couldn't get some of the money or some of the attention that was given. I thought that was the most, of all the things they discussed last night, the two things that stood out in my mind was how they went in on Lisa, just full attack on Lisa. But she could hold her own. I wasn't expecting anybody to come to her rescue, but I saw her tear up. I want to talk to the makeup people too. Y'all did that little quick lift for Lisa. Sometimes it's all right to just have crow's feet. For real. Because all the other stuff that y'all do, y'all was looking like plastic people. They was looking, and not in a good way. All of them was glossed up with that, probably the airbrush makeup, and some of them had some work done since the show. And I'm just looking at them saying, really? Are you happy? No. What I saw on those couches was some miserable, wealthy women. The only difference between them and us is they got more money and more clothes and nicer ones. But they still have the same problem. Broken marriages, broken friendships, employees that need to keep their mouths shut and do their job, boundaries that are not kept, boundaries that are broken, hearts that have been broken, people that were missing from the review. I said, I figure, Kim was probably still in rehab when they taped the show. And I hope and pray that she gets well. Because it's not funny. Everybody, like I used to tell y'all last year, everybody got an Uncle Charlie Sheen in their family that says woefully inappropriate stuff. Everybody got a Kim in their family too. That one that has the addiction problem, but she has been doing so well for so long, nobody really believes. I don't think she's getting that high. I don't think she's drinking that much. Well, evidentiary she is. So now they go in on Lisa about, it came up. It was sad, but it was also very telling that the show goes on. I keep saying this to people. When there is a concept that is viable, that is sustainable, that is a moneymaker, I don't care who leaves the scene. I don't care who can't get with the program. That wheel gonna keep on rolling. So I don't look to see reality housewife shows go away. They took the place of the damn soap operas. I know I'm on the edge of my bed watching. I stop rehearsal and say, I'm sorry, I can't concentrate. I gotta go see what's happening. So they started in on Lisa about these stories a radar online, which is like TMZ and Global Grind. They're basically entertainment online magazines and newspapers that sometimes they are reputable, sometimes they are not. I will tell people all the time, if you did not hear it with your 2 ears and you did not see it with your 2 eyes, do not repeat it with your big mouth. We got that bad. Women, stop gossiping so damn much. Sisters, I'm not talking about blood sisters. I'm talking about all females. We are sisters under the skin. When you see your sister in distress, I would have been standing in front of the camera when Taylor was having her breakdown. And I had a moment, and I'm going to tell you again. I felt just like what Camille said. I felt like I was set up. I felt like you positioned me and manipulated the situation so that you would have evidence against him, because all the many times that she had come to them and told him that he's beating me, he broke my jaw, he did this. I didn't know he was cussing her from a slipper to a bootsy. That would have been enough for me. Because if you start calling me a effing whore on my birthday, on any day, when you got home, I would have had one of my dear sweet potato pies. Or it would have been in your creme brulee or something. Make you some chocolate mousse that you don't get up from. I ain't said I was going to kill him. Put some X-Lac in that chocolate mousse. I bet he'll be careful how we talk to you from then on. And then while he on that stool, straining and draining, I would be like, baby, I don't like it when you call me bitch. Can you find another word? Honey, is your stomach bothering you bad enough to go to the hospital? If I get you there in 10 minutes, you might live. But if you ever treat me like that again, it's curtains. It's a wrap. Either I'm up out of here and my kid, or you up out of here and I keep all the toys. Now, what they kept getting on Lisa about is telling stories out of class or selling the stories. Now, admittedly, anybody that has any information has to sign confidentiality agreements on most of this stuff. When they leak a story, as a former journalist, I know that you are supposed to protect your source. So the story that Camille gave, that would just cut off his supply of information. He would not tell her, well, Lisa does it all the time. I think they ganged up on Lisa. They don't have the stones to go up against her one-on-one. So when they get in a group, it's that mob mentality. Just the way they did Brandy, just the way they did Taylor when she was showing out. And women, men don't do that. If they're going to punch your ass out right then and there and it's done, and the two men going to be drinking a beer by the end of the day, we need to stop that. It's ugly. So then we flip over. Taylor's telling her story. It's getting more poignant and more melodramatic, and it's painful to see when they go back over the episode, because obviously something did occur in this woman's life to do great harm to her. And evidently, an evidentiary, Russell was guilty of something, because by some means of machinations, he left this planet without an explanation. Now, I said to my theater daughter, Red, I said, Red, now just the observation, your mama got a wild imagination, but Candy Burris' mother on Atlanta Housewives wished that boy was gone out of her daughter's life. 3 weeks later, that man was dead. Now, I'm not saying they got hit squads in Hollywood. I'm not doing a Randy Quaid kind of a thing, but I think that what you put out in the universe, be very careful, because it's just as easily for us to give information to the dark side that says somebody's not valued. We just want them gone. We don't care what happened to them. So, that in itself, I said, look, now, 2 people, women were involved with 2 guys, and people didn't like them, and it was like, I'm like, the central cast would just go, okay, we're going to give you a new face and a new identity, but you is out of this scene. You won't be back next season. We writing you off. We ain't going to put you in a coma. We just going to kill you off. Okay, I know, right? That's so bizarre, Becky. That is just way over the top. You in the back room with Becky, where I get to say whatever I think. Now, you don't have to agree with me. I don't completely agree with that, but it's a theory for you to look at. Now, when I was going through an abusive relationship, I wanted everybody to know. So in case this crazy man killed me, that they would know who to go looking for. But the cycle of abuse is a twisted one. There is the pain, the suffering, the shame, the hope that the relationship is going to change, which is most of the time it's not. You know, and the woman go here when he's bad, he's really bad. But when they're good to you, they're extremely good to you because it's motivation out of guilt and control. Because anybody, you know, fear is not the same as respect. You know, people kind of tend to think that, you know, I'm going to make you fear me. You won't be doing that stuff to me. That's not respect. So I had a lot of issues with that. And the way that it was handled on the show kind of made me think, I said, well, that's very exploitative to take a situation that could be very harmful, may have even led to that man's death. It might have saved Taylor, but it might have pushed him over the edge. So we don't know who's responsible, who's culpable. Back to Lisa. Lisa was defensive. I don't blame her. Because every one of them heifers ate at her restaurant for free, been at her house, chilling with her. She works every day, like Adrian. And I was like, it's some haterism going on. Now, for you to come out and say, I thought the Maloofs was doing all right. But evidentiary, they are not. Because if you dogging your neighbor down about next time you do something, support me, they didn't pay for the hard rock. The guy paid for and it wasn't an engagement party. That was done by that rich man, Mohammed, or whatever his name is. And the bachelorette party was competition because you shouldn't have never booked you and the girls into a weekend at the Palms the same weekend that Lisa was doing her daughter's bachelorette party. It split the ladies right down the middle. So you got the mean girls and the regular girls, and Taylor chose the side of the regular girls. There were some people that was missing out together, but I felt like in that particular situation, you never, you know, it's just like they said, we don't talk about money. If you got money, you don't talk about how much stuff costs or how much money you make. Because it's not proper etiquette. And everybody knows, as Phaedra says, that people who talk about money are very crass and seldom have any. Now, Taylor did not come to Lisa's defense, except for to say that, yeah, we had a strained relationship, but Lisa was smelling bullshit. That's what it was. And Camille smelled the bullshit too, because she'd been through it. But now, we as women need to learn how to collectively, sometimes, shut the fuck up. You put people in situations because we can't stop talking about it. You obsess about things when it concerns you. It's all right to be concerned about your girlfriend, but beyond, y'all on camera. Like Camille said, well, why would you be on a reality show with that kind of thing going on in your life? It might be what saved Taylor's life. Kyle, I saw another side of you last night. I did not like it. And Kyle is one of my favorites. Kyle and Lisa is the two that I picked in Beverly Hills that I would kick it with. I used to say, Adrian, you petty. You got all that. And you still needy and greedy. They say give to the needy, not to the greedy. Now, it's not uncommon for women to have disagreements. But it is uncommon to see women of great wealth and stature behave the way, well, they was letting the F-bombs fly. I had never heard Lisa cuss like that before. That's why I knew she was done. So if you don't know, I'm going to tell you that after all that season was over with, Lisa and Ken moved away from that neighborhood. They said they downsized their house since the kids are grown and gone. They didn't downsize because they just went on ahead and added another 200 square feet to where they are. They was getting the hell away from Adrian. Adrian let her cook. You know, I'm not one of them ladies. I used to do domestic work when I was younger. And they treated me like I was family, but never would I ever presume to be on the same level with them as their friends and speak badly about their friends to them. Even if the friend said, she ain't a shit of a nanny, I wouldn't handle that. Whatever they say, they look good saying it. You don't have to respond. But when you got employees that's going on camera and they know this is going to be seen by other people, and they just and you ain't slowing him down, and then he comes to Lisa's opening, how hypocritical. I said, it's highly weird. If me and the big goody girls would ever get some big calls like that, I would be like, no, we'll come and do a show, but we don't want to set up camp over there. We want to stay grounded. I think something about the air in Hollywood and Beverly Hills makes people a little. Because when people is working for a paycheck, you stay in your lane. You don't get all in the folks' business and say who's proper and who's not. Now, it was not cute that Jiggy was drinking out the nice crystal. But you know Jiggy go everywhere with them. And y'all know y'all eccentric with y'all animals too. Don't even. They're so hypocritical. That's, my big take on last night was the people don't really like the Beverly Hills Housewives because they live such an opulent life. Aren't you embarrassed that you're living like that? But I don't think that they're living any more opulently now than they did before. I think a lot of them have scaled things down. Why you think Lisa let somebody pay for her daughter's bachelorette party? Huh? Because she had to pay for the wedding. Now, they are still doing businesses. That woman has got to be in her 60s, late 50s at the least. And she still go to work every day and run her own household. Yes, she got help, but I ain't never seen none of them other ones in the kitchen. Adrian was just salty because we busted you out about washing the chicken with hand soap. When she told... You could tell people that was born into wealth and people that just earned it or married into it. Because I always tell you on Facebook, any woman that cannot cook one meal without the can opener and the microwave, it's not worth her salt. You're not. You just not a housewife. You just playing a part. So, Adrian, you should have just took that and laughed like the rest of us did. Because we're really laughing at you now because we're like, you in the hospitality business. Your cook knows so much, but he won't give you a lesson. That was my observation, is he should have stayed in his lane. The other one was when they talked about Dana, but they didn't bring her on. I told you. I said, they're going to get rid of her Nouveau Rouge stuff. They're not trying. You don't talk about... My glasses, $25,000. $25,000. Can you believe it? That's what people that ain't used to nothing. Stop acting like you're not used to nothing. These people have had money for a minute, so I'm like, just settle down, I think that the way they present them, because they're always shopping or they're at the spa, you're like, they got children. Do they ever spend time? They cut a lot of the film out. So a lot of stuff, we don't see everything. No, they're going to play to the prurient interest. Go look it up. Wikipedia, prurient, P-R-U-I-E-N-T, okay? That means they're going to give you the most drama for the most minutes. You're in the back room with Becky. It's a terrific Tuesday. What we're talking about, the Housewives of Beverly Hills. And it's going to be real interesting to see who comes back next year. Camille, get some business. Taylor, stay in therapy. Lisa, now you know who your real friends are. Kyle, have another baby, get a job, a project, or something, but stop running your sister's business. Be her sister and her friend, not her mother. Know your place. Love your family. At the end of the day, that's what counts. You're in the back room, Becky. Peace, love, and understanding always for the people.